In 2020, America lost a national treasure. Alex Trebek was best known as the host of the long-running game show Jeopardy, which he hosted from 1984 until shortly before his death. He was loved for his politeness, humor, and friendliness. His hosting skills added to the show's charm, and he entertained millions of Americans across the country. His loss is a tragic one for the country, and we'll continue to remember his legacy for generations to come. But how did he begin his career? Let's look into his incredible journey from Canada to the U.S. We'll learn about his aspirations for broadcasting and how he landed the role of Jeopardy. It all started in the city of Sudbury in Ontario, Canada. Alex Trebek was born July 22, 1940. His mother was a Franco-Ontarian, and his father was an immigrant from Ukraine. His father worked as a chef, and he grew up with modest means. Alex's first job was as a bellhop at age 13. He worked in the same hotel where his father worked as a chef. He later went on to study philosophy at the University of Ottawa. It was at university where he joined the English Debating Society. He clearly had an interest in talking and presenting in front of others. It was at university he became interested in broadcasting. He began his career working for the Canadian Broadcasting Corporation. He would sometimes stand in for various radio announcers before landing a role to read the news over the radio. He would go to school during the day and work on the radio at night. After having success in radio, he began to make occasional appearances on TV, often reporting on sports. He was considered to become the host of the show Hockey Night in Canada, but the job went to Dave Hodge instead. Alex Trebek sported a bushy mustache at the time, and this was part of the reason why he was rejected for the hosting job. Little did he know, this mustache would become iconic, as he wore it on Jeopardy for several years. Alex knew that in order to further his career, he had to head to the U.S. In 1973, he left behind his successful career in Canada to try to make it in the USA. Before we tell you more about Alex Trebek and his incredible life, make sure you give this video a like and subscribe to our channel. After many short stints on several American game shows, Alex eventually landed the role as the host of Jeopardy! The show was launched in 1984 and created by Merv Griffin. He had found success in creating another game show, Wheel of Fortune, and wanted to create a show based on trivia questions. Alex Trebek was hired as the host of the show, and he never looked back. He hosted the show from 1984 to 2020. There were a few breaks he took in between, including some to look after his health. But fans of the show loved Alex and will miss him now that we won't see him host. So, how was Alex treated on the Jeopardy set? Well, he was fondly known as Uncle Alex. During his time on the show and since his death, many of his colleagues have spoken out about his kindness and generosity. He was also known to truly care about the contestants. He wanted them to do well and felt happy with their success. He would give encouragement and positive feedback to contestants who didn't win. He wanted to make sure everyone felt nice about their experience on the show. In front of the camera, Alex had a refined appearance and demeanor. But behind the scenes, he was known to be very down-to-earth. He would wear the finest suits on the show, but he'd leave work wearing a t-shirt and jeans and drove home in a pickup. While he was dedicated to his work, he also had a variety of hobbies. He enjoyed playing hockey and riding horses. Despite his high salary, he preferred to fix his own roof tiles, clean his pool, and do his own plumbing work. During the start of COVID, he was feeling ill due to living with stage 4 pancreatic cancer. Nevertheless, to combat boredom, he fixed his wife's bathroom and did a bit of spring cleaning. He even tried to sell some of his old electronics on eBay, hoping they would bring in a great profit as novelty items. He was known to be a charitable man. He donated his suits to charity. He would also buy large areas of land to preserve nature throughout LA. He also passed on his passion for philanthropy to his son Matthew. Matthew is a restaurateur and has done a lot of philanthropic work to provide food for people without regular access to it. This is a testament to Alex Trebek's humanity. It might be one of the reasons why even major celebrities were starstruck when they met Alex Trebek. For example, shortly after his death in 2020, NFL quarterback Aaron Rodgers expressed his love for Jeopardy and how much he loved watching Alex as the host. He stated he was starstruck and struggled to contain himself when he met Trebek while he was a contestant on Celebrity Jeopardy! Many A-list celebrities were known to line up just to meet Alex. Actress Lonnie Love stated she arrived at the 2019 Daytime Emmys early with the sole purpose of meeting Alex Trebek. After his death, many celebrities expressed their condolences and their appreciation for Alex Trebek on Twitter and other social media platforms. Celebrities like Ryan Reynolds and Charlie Puth were among the many to express their appreciation. In the last few years, Alex Trebek got pancreatic cancer. The illness took a serious toll on his life. Nevertheless, except for a few breaks, he appeared as host of Jeopardy as often as possible. He made sure to live his remaining years to the fullest. 6 months before he died, he donated $500,000 to charity. Much of this money went to charities to help the huge homelessness crisis in California. He also decided it was the best time to share stories about his personal life. Though he was a major celebrity, Trebek kept much of his life private. Nevertheless, he worked relentlessly on his autobiography, and the answer is Reflections on My Life, which was released a few months before he passed away. The book became a bestseller, as fans were curious to know about his life journey from Canada to the U.S. He wanted to share how he became host of Jeopardy and the struggles he went through to become a success. He was actually resistant to write an autobiography at first. He felt there was nothing notable about his life that anyone would want to read about. But after much pressure and urging from his friends, he decided to write one. Despite the health problems he suffered from later in life, he was known to not be a complainer. He had major intestinal surgery, yet went back to work only 2 weeks following the surgery. There was even one day he arrived on set looking very exhausted. Yet as soon as the show began filming, he was as enthusiastic as ever. He was a true professional and was dedicated to his work and to entertaining audiences. Towards the end of his life, he wanted to enjoy his family life as much as possible. He wanted to spend time at home with his wife Jean before passing away on November 8th. Alex will always be remembered for his work on Jeopardy! He hosted the show for almost 40 years and became a permanent fixture on American television. Though he hailed from Canada, he became an American cultural icon. He'll not only be remembered for his work on Jeopardy, but also for his philanthropic work, his professionalism, and his kindness. Now it's time to hear from you. Are you a fan of Alex Trebek and of Jeopardy! What about his story do you find most inspiring? Let us know your thoughts in the comments section. And before you go, make sure you hit the like button and subscribe to FactsVerse if you haven't already. Click the bell icon to stay updated on all our latest content.